Good evening. Today is the best day of your life. Remember that. It's been a little while since I've been out here. I was just having some random thoughts. And you know what? That's kind of how this is going to be. Again, it's a personal channel. Sometimes it's just me talking to myself, probably talking in first person. And if you resonate with it, awesome. Today I want to talk about being the person that already has everything and how your actions and the way you're thinking and what you're doing imply what's actually going to happen in your life. And what does that mean? When you take an action, whatever it might be, what are those actions implying towards your desired outcome or your desired reality or the reality you already have? Let's not call it a desired reality. The reality that you already have, because everything is now. There's no such thing as tomorrow. And the reason you experience everything is because at one point you thought it, felt it, thought it to be true, and that's what's shaped and created. And you did it as a child, and that's why, until you're actually aware of it, you kind of just autopilot life. That's why you probably have good things, bad things. You don't know what you're doing, but you tend to have a lot easier negative outcomes happen because you're detached from truly desiring that or wanting it. You don't want it to happen. You feel it inside. You see it inside of you. You know it to be true. You imply that it's true. And again, because you're detached from that actually showing up, it shows up a lot easier than the good things or the good desires you want. Like I said, money, love, life glow-ups, friendships, family, whatever material thing you want to call it. You know, we all want more money. And again, I'm just speaking for myself. But you could be rich. And maybe you just want to feel rich. You know, we want a better life, and we want everything paid in full and easy. But sometimes we get this belief that every time money comes in, it easily flows out. There's always a surprise bill or something bad that happens, or you know what, this time it's going to be different. I'm finally in a good place because this number is there. Just fucking say it's already paid in full. Just fucking say, like, you always have more than enough. You don't have to imply a number. I mean, sometimes it's easy to imply a number, but you don't have to put a dollar outcome on it, saying that I always have more than enough and everything's paid in full, and then actually taking the action behind that to pay those things in full instead of like bills pile up or whatever you need to pay. Like if you have a car and you pop a tire, you need a tire, you fucking just get the tire. Or if you owe something to somebody, you just pay it instead of holding on to it for dear life for a rainy day. Or invest it for it to grow, whatever you decide to do. You know, that idea of holding on to it is like still having that fear to let it go. So those actions are implications that you don't have more than enough. And it's the same like with what you think and truly think. I mean, thoughts come in your mind all day, and feelings always happen. Feelings are just feelings. You can kind of let them come and go. It's like, do you attach to those feelings? But where is your brain, and where is your mind, and where is your thoughts for the whole day? And what are those thoughts implying about your life? You know, I think relationships are just easy to have to understand, so I always use them. But let's say you want to be with a certain person, and for whatever reason, in your outside world, it's not exactly that. And you start attaching to that as being bad, or they're doing X, or they're out with someone else, or they don't want to be with me, or they're going to ghost me, or they're going to do this, or they're going to do that, because it's not showing up exactly how you think it should. Again, it's not, you're not in control of how that, I guess, the journey to the destination, you're just in control of being in the destination. So, what are you implying when you're sitting there thinking all those negative thoughts about that situation, or just assuming all that to be true? Or when you're taking a shower and having those dark shower thoughts. Showers are bad. For me, they haven't been lately. But I remember my shower arguments I used to have, or my shower pondering, or my shower stress. Now it's just a way to clean up, just be free and peaceful. That's kind of how I view it now. But yeah, what are you implying? If you already have that person, who would you be? Let's say you live in your apartment and it's a fucking disaster. Would your apartment be dirty if that person was constantly coming over? Probably not. I mean, unless you both are dirty people. How would you dress? Would you dress like a slob? Would you take care of yourself? Would you get haircuts? Would you shave? Would you brush your teeth all the time? Like, how would you act around them? And what would you think if you already had them? Would you be worried about them calling you and wanting to see you again? Or if they're gonna show up on a date, this could be a person you just met. Are they gonna show up? Yeah, of course they're gonna show up. They're yours. I don't know, it's that fucking easy, but it's still crazy. You really want to see where your mind's at? Go on your Instagram, or go on shit. Even YouTube has an algorithm, but go on any social media platform and go to the Reels page and just see what your algorithm is. And that's what you're feeding your mind all the time. And listen, I'm guilty of it too. I see some weird stuff, or just some ideas about how people are, how the world is, and then you could go down a dark hole, and then what do you know, that life shows up exactly like that for weeks and a week straight or whatever, because I just constantly consumed how it's gonna be all day for 2 hours, and then that exact thing happens. That's your mind. That's what you're thinking, and what's being continually programmed in your mind. If you're here, you're looking for some type of self-help, or you're just looking for a random white dude to rant at you. But it's just crazy. It really is. There's something that popped up today that just made me laugh, because it's how I had thought for 2 weeks straight, or longer than that. I was like, it's so funny. It's exactly what I experienced lately. It wasn't good, but just put it that way. And I'm just being raw with who I am. There's days that are really good, days that are harder for me. That this is my journey. But the good thing is, at any point, I can just get back right on the horse. I can choose to start over, and I can choose to be who I want to be right then and right there. It doesn't matter if it's been a whole day, 2 days, a week, a month. I could just say, you know what, no, that's not who I am. This is not who I am. This is who I am. I'm a strong man. I'm loved and adored. I'm easily chosen by everybody. Everyone loves to spend time with me. People look up to me. My life is easy. I excel in my career. People at my job respect me. People in all my jobs respect me. I'm in a great shape. And I say that, and then I'll get the inspiration to eat better, or go to the gym more, or go for a run. Like that's where you are. I mean, I worked in sales for a long time, and the best way I can say on how to get things is there's been times in my life in sales that I'm not having a good month, and I'm working with a prospect, and obviously I know I need to hit my certain number to hit my goals, and they can almost sense your desperation for them to sign up for what you have, sign your contracts, or they can sense it through the phone. You can not have to be in person. They can just tell that you want them to do this so bad, and you need it so bad, and you can't live without it. And then of course they don't do it. But there's been also moments where I'm just having the best monster, and honestly, now that's just how I think. This is what we're presenting to you. This is the solution that you want. We've talked about this. This is the cost. Can I get any less? No. You're the one that said that you needed this. I have it. No, okay. Well, maybe this isn't the best for you. Take it away. Let me know when you figure out what you want. Plain and simple. This is not exactly how the conversation goes. I try to fill as little gaps as possible to not fully disclose or break any anonymity with any situation. But the point is, when I truly don't care what that person does, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Obviously I want their business to succeed and I want the best for them. But when I truly do not care if they sign that paper or not, because I know I'm going to get it from somewhere else, they sign. Easy. And that's how anything in your life should be. Every business transaction, just anything that you truly want. When you really do not care if it shows up or not, because you already know that you're good, and you already know that you have it, and you are the person, and you feel like the person, and you're already at peace and love the shit out of yourself, that shows up. And it might show up in a different way that you thought it was going to show up, but if you focus on the person, again, it's not the things that you want. Who would you be if you had everything that you truly wanted? Write down what you want. Write down exactly what you want and be as specific as you want to be. If there's a fucking person that you want that you specifically want, write it down. Write the car you want, the amount of money you want, the drive you want, the vacation you want to take, whatever. Whatever material thing you want it to be. And then go to another column and write, who would you be if you had those things? How would you act? How would you think? Now that's what you want to focus on, the right. You realize it's not those things that make it, it's your attachment to those things making you that person. I just want to be at peace in my life, and I am. And I think once I chose peace, a lot of things that were in my life that bring me peace got removed. And then every situation I guess I end up in, if I'm constantly choosing peace, if those situations aren't going to be peaceful in my life, there's a reason they don't stay in it anymore. I want peace. I have peace and I have happiness, and I wake up happy every day. And I'm in that energy, so that's what I'm bringing into my life. People that match that, things that match that, situations that match that. So everything happens to just kind of keep it nice and peaceful. I like a little bit of fun sometimes, and a little bit of drama, but not too much. So, that's maybe what you're searching for, just inner peace and inner love. That's why I always say love yourself first. Like when you truly love yourself, nothing and no one outside of you will ever move you off center. And even if they shift you for a second, you can easily come back. So again, what is the implication behind your actions today? When you wake up in the morning, what are you saying and what is it implying about yourself and the things in your life? When you're going about your day, what are you thinking? What are you doing? And what is it implying? If there's truly a certain thing that you want, an actual material thing that you want, what are you doing and what are you thinking about that? And what does it imply? Do you have it or not? Be the one that already has those things. If there's something that you want, a person, if you want money, if you want a car, if you want whatever, act as if, think as if, do everything that would imply that you already have that in that certain situation, and that opens the door to everything. And again, it might not show up exactly the way you want. That's your ego, and that's your mind thinking that it needs to go in certain steps, but it's going to show up. And when it does, you're going to sit there and smile and laugh and be like, of course. Oh, fucking course. It's already here. That's all I got. That's my rant for the day. Who are you being? What are you implying behind your actions? You already have everything that you want, and you're the fucking best to ever do it, and you better not forget that.